the satellite image of Beta, you can see the outflow here. Very favorable upper level pattern here, supporting the building of the wave. All just on forever. It could regenerate down the road. It's really still don't know how to actually shift because you can I'm Mike Naso from Internet Partnership Radio with a video update on Tropical Storm Aleta getting a little bit stronger. Let's take a look. And taking a look out there at the western Atlantic and the eastern Pacific, you can see there's Tropical Storm Aleta, and you can also see a system behind it trying to develop, but it's getting sheared by Aleta's outflow. So you kind of have Aleta, streaming outflow off to the south and southeast towards the system, and that is why this is not spinning up as quickly as it would likely be doing if Aleta wasn't there. Nevertheless, Aleta's there, and we have to deal with it. Here's the latest on Aleta. Now, there are some changes. The map hasn't updated. I have the 2 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time position. It's now at 15.6 north, 101.0 west. So that means it's bumped a little bit north and a little bit east of the other position. I think it's a lot different than that, and we'll see at 5 what the National Hurricane Center thinks. I'll tell you my thoughts. 45 miles an hour, starting to get a little bit better organized, nearly stationary, 1,002 millibars. Now, when we take a look at the latest satellite loop, the visible satellite loop, I'm going to point out some things here. Notice at the beginning how you no longer see a circulation out here. You no longer see that spin that we were tracking last night that moved almost due west. I was thinking, oh man, this thing's going to keep moving west away. Well, that center seems to have kind of dissipated. And so the new center is at, if it's say, they're saying now about 101.0, so that's probably in this area here, 15.6. So, yeah, probably right on here is where they think the center is, but I beg to differ. I think the new center that's forming is forming closer to this area right in here. That almost appears to be spinning. As a matter of fact, I could speed up that loop a little bit, and you could see it even better. You could see how the system starts to spin right in there. And so I'm wondering if it is relocating off to the north and northeast. Either case, you could see the cloud patterns clearly getting better organized. From this morning, you had some scattered lopsided convection, and over the course of this afternoon and throughout the day, it's been getting this more classical hurricane shape to it, and is expected to strengthen close to hurricane strength, not quite, but we'll see what the forecast holds at 5 in the new forecast package. Also, taking a look out there, we're going to take a look at the couple of models here. Now, the latest I got was the 12Z. Now, this is the 12Z GFS, okay? And this is what it's currently showing. It's currently showing, you can see a Tropical Storm Aleta right there, and a little system starting to develop behind it. Now, notice what happens by 48 hours. Aleta is still hanging around there near the Mexican coast. By 72 hours, we're beginning to see Aleta kind of dissipate and weaken, while this other system, which would be Bud, starts to get going down here. Also notice a little system up here east of the Bahamas that's starting to form. Now we also see 96 hours, the system continues to strengthen, and by 144 hours, clearly we do clearly have at least a tropical storm, if not even a hurricane, out here south of the Baja of California, well out in the eastern Pacific. Nevertheless, something to watch, but you don't see Aleta anymore, so I'm thinking maybe Aleta's going to dissipate based on what this model shows, or whatever's left of it gets entrained into what would be Hurricane Bud. However, that's just one model. Also notice that our system that we had in the Bahamas kind of gets shipped off into the North Atlantic, and it's not a problem. 72 hours with the no gaps. Here's the latest no gaps you could see. Here is Tropical Storm Aleta, and there is a system in the Bahamas that it's showing. So again, kind of hinting at that system near the Bahamas. We also have the 72 hours Canadian, which shows a similar thing. You see Aleta up here, but then you also see what would be another system, Bud, behind it. I'm going to call it Bud because that's what it'd be. And I think that's kind of what our system out there is right now. So That's why I always say watch that system behind Alita. But then you see another system forming near the Bahamas, east of the Bahamas. So most models are picking up on this around the 72 to 120 hour time frame, so I think it's a possibility. And finally, the no gaps, or I'm sorry, this is the UK Met. You could see this is in 5 days. There's Alita, there is Bud, and there is a system that has spun up rather vigorously in the southwestern Caribbean Sea, and that would be Alberto. So, as hurricane season 2006 gets closer, it's going to be interesting to watch to see if these models pan out. There's that system that some of the models might be picking up on as the shear is expected to relax. There's that wave approaching the islands I told you yesterday. Probably going to bring some moisture. Another pretty good wave out here. Not going to do much at this time, though. Unfavorable conditions. And out near Africa, we have a large tropical wave still too far south. Once these waves start exiting more up in this area, then they're going to be able to get across and go into the Caribbean. I'd worry about that come July. So that's going to do it for this time. Stay tuned to IPR, and I'll see you next time.